When we avoid and ignore stuff in life, these things can build up over a period of time and become problems for us. Now, the way I look at life, and my own life particularly, is that for a long time, I'd not grown up, wasn't taking personal responsibility for anything. I was avoiding everything that showed up. I was avoiding WhatsApp messages, emails, bills, awkward conversations. Didn't want to necessarily go into how uncomfortable it felt in life. But when I gave up drinking and drugs and everything else that I gave up, things started to show up in my life, and I started to see how much of a problem I actually was. So before, I used to blame the world around me and say it was other people's fault. It wasn't. It was my fault. And I decided to take full responsibility. And when I did that, literally the universe kind of chucked everything at me and was like, oh, you want to take responsibility in your life? Okay, here's all your bullshit. Here's all your drama. Here's all your problems. Pretty much all in 1 week. And I thought to myself, oh my God, I can't believe how much I've been avoiding my life. But the universe was showing me, or God was showing me, that the areas that I basically needed to work on. So I'm going to explain what I mean. This is a Lego board. This is a character, yeah? This is me, you, whoever it is, okay? So I play with Lego when I do stuff with my clients, and I show them what their life is. So this is your life. We all live in a void. We all live in space. So this space around us is around us at all times. This is our vortex. And in this space are problems that we have. There's relationship problems. There's people with, arguments with us. There's family issues. There's all these different things around us. As well as that, I'm going to add Lego to the board. So I'm going to show you how this builds up. Imagine if there's 2 text messages that you haven't replied to. So we add 2 little blocks onto the board. Then imagine if there's a conversation that you haven't had, that you need to have, but you're also ignoring it. So we're going to add that to the board somehow. There you go. Then think about the emails that you haven't yet read. So I bet loads of people have got emails hanging around. So we're going to put quite a big one. So basically, you start to realize that in and around your little self here is your life. Things are starting to build up. Maybe there's a couple of exes that you can't stand the sight of, that you haven't quite processed the fact that you've ended, and you're still holding on to the fact that you hate them, even though they're not in your life. This is the exes. So then we have these. On top of that, you've also got bills that you might be ignoring. You've got other awkward situations. So we have even more. Now, as you can see, it's very hard for you to move around. This is your life. This is all the bullshit that we sometimes just sweep under that big carpet that I call the great rug. That rug has been removed in 2020, and everyone's bullshit is now coming out. So there's never been a better time than for you to work on your bullshit. And basically, what you can do is you can start to see what's in your life by making a long list. And what I do with my clients is I'll put the Lego down for a moment. I'll drop the Lego. What I do with my clients is I basically do a large brain dump. So we do a family brain dump, a lifestyle brain dump. We do one for your love life. We do one for your finances. Every area of your life, we dump in all the things that you go, oh, shit, I forgot, or oh, haven't done that, or oh, I'll do that one day. Anything that makes you go, ooh, is a block. It's an energy block. There's no flow when you are blocked. So this beautiful little ensemble here that I made, there's no flow. It's very hard for you to move in and around this. I've just killed the Lego man. But there is no flow in that block. So the idea is for you to move everything out of the way that is blocking you. And these are very practical things. These aren't necessarily things that, it's emotional trauma from when you were 6 and something happened to you. We're not talking about that. There's a big difference between healing and trauma work and basically growing up, which is what I had to do, and I had to separate the two. And I'm not discrediting anybody that's got past life traumas or traumas from this life or traumas from family or whatever. I had that too. But the issues that I had in my life that stopped me from being who I wanted to be and stopped me from being happy is all the bullshit I ignored that's my choice. All the stuff that happened around me that I created. The ignorance, thinking, oh, I'll do that one day. Ignorance is bliss. It's not bliss. Ignorance has always been ignorance. It always will be ignorance. Never has it been bliss. This is the illusion. It's the same illusion as when people say, oh, a leopard never changes his spots. How many leopards do you know that want to change their spots? Have you ever met a leopard that walks around and saying, yeah, I'm going to change my spots today? That sentence, the same as ignorance is bliss, is bullshit. And these little things that we leave in our mind and we think it's okay, all these problems are in our head, they're in our hearts, they're around us, in our energy fields. These continuous blocks that we are facing every day are everywhere. So as part of the coaching, once you brain dump everything in your life into one space, in separate columns, you can then start to deal with them. Some things aren't necessarily fun to do. One of the things would be to clean your email box. Just clear it and get that shit out of the way, because emails actually, when stored on your computer, they actually have a carbon footprint. So the problem with that is that there's a negative carbon footprint, and it's not good for the environment. Most people don't know that. They have hundreds of thousands of emails just stacked up thinking it's not hurting anyone. Well, technically, it's not great for the planet, not to make you feel guilty. But lots of these things that we have around us could be easily solved. And once you clear your accounts and you clear your emails and you get through your WhatsApps, things in life start to get easier, because what you've created is a flow of energy around you. You've become an assassin in your own life, and you're a ninja on your tasks. And it takes a little while for you to get there in the beginning, but fundamentally, just moving into that space and just allowing yourself to see how much bullshit that you actually create in your life is so refreshing, because you can own up to how big the problem really is. And I understand that there's a large problem with mental health at the moment, and I've had my own mental health issues, but I don't believe everyone has got a massive mental health issue problem as such. I think a lot of people have a problem with showing up in their life and taking responsibility, which is the fact that they haven't yet grown up. Once you grow up and you look at your life, you can take responsibility. The anxiety drops, the depression drops, this feeling of not being good enough drops, this feeling as that, oh, I'm avoiding that or I'm ignoring this. You don't have that. You're showing up every day in your present moment, and you become a ninja with all of your emails, and you just respond to people, and then the universe responds back to you in another way that you probably haven't seen before. The things that fly into you and literally land on your lap, the good things that happen to other people, it's because they're making space for it. And if you haven't got space because you're trapped in this little world that you've created that's invisible but very much there and real, that's where you can really start to do some work and clean things out. And because these little energy blocks, you think, oh, I can't see them. Trust me, any feeling that makes you go, oof, or, oh, that's a block. And you can move out of that, and you can move past that if you're willing to move through it. Because every bit of energy has a start and an end. There's a thing where you can flow into it. It transmutes then into something else. It doesn't disappear, but that energy of avoidance, goes into something else where you're excited that you've managed to tackle your to-do list. That energy transforms into something that's not going to give you anxiety, that's not going to give you depression, that's not going to make you feel shit. So if you are interested in coaching or doing any kind of work like this, I actually named this work that I do, well, somebody else named it for me, but they said Nat Rich Unfucked My Life, because I basically helped them do this. So this is an Unfuck Your Life training that I do. I'm doing webinars as well. But if you're interested in having Unfuck Your Life training and coaching, please do get in touch. I'm happy to work through it with you. But trust me, when you start taking responsibility for your life and you really start showing up, the world responds around you, and it's not as dark and as lonely as it seems. Everyone you know has a to-do list that they haven't done. I personally don't really have any to-do lists anymore, other than one that I have on the day that I need to get done, because I'm so efficient with things. Everything just gets pretty much done as and when it needs to. I feel like now I'm flowing in a way that I've never flown before, because I'm more comfortable in my life. And that's not me showing off. That's me simply telling you that I figured a way around all the bullshit that I created, that I put together, that I manifested. Nobody can take any responsibility for that. It's my fault. And when I've got that much bullshit and I'm putting it into the world, no wonder we get bullshit back. It's a mirror. Whatever we put out, we get back. So we have to clean our mirror. We have to clean our side of what's going on, clean our loop. Because I always think this, closing the loop, I always use this. And basically, you're only in responsibility of your side. This is the other side of life. If you can keep this flowing and you've got everything moving and you're doing what you need to do, you're not in control of this, but you're putting out the best love you can give. You're putting out your best intentions, and that means that you will get that back. So if you like this video, subscribe, please, if you haven't already. Please like the video as well, because that would really make me happy. And I hope you're enjoying the YouTube channel so far. Do let me know if you've got any questions or comments, and if you want to get in touch, please do so about coaching. And I'll see you next time on Nat Rich Being Human.